Hello my dear friends. In this video we will going to learn some more observation about CP and CV. So we know that at low pressure all real gas approach ideal gas behavior. So at a low pressure, if there is a real gas and if the real gas is at a low pressure, so all the real gas approaches behave like a ideal gas, and their specific heat depends on temperature only. And since we know that the ideal gas, the specific heat depends only, specific heat is the function of temperature only, right? So the specific heat of real gas at low pressure, specific heat of a real gas at very low pressure called ideal gas specific heat, or also called zero pressure specific heat, and denoted as Cp naught and Cv naught, right? So at a very low pressure all the real gas behave an ideal gas. So for that Cv naught is equal to du by dt, and Cp naught is equal to dH by dt. That means it is not a partial derivative, it is a total derivative. That means the internal energy is the function of temperature only. Why? Because for an ideal gas the specific heat is the function of temperature only, so internal energy is also a function of temperature only, so it is not depends on all other process, that means constant pressure like that. So it is absolute form. So in this case ideal gas, in the ideal gas the internal energy is the only a function of temperature, so it is not a partial, it is a absolute form. So for that if you differentiate this, that means Cp naught minus Cv naught is what is that, d of dt h minus u, and what is h minus u is Pv d by dt p into v. Why? Because we know that h is equal to u plus p into v. You know that this is a property, so we can write like that. And for ideal gas Pv is equal to r into t, so for that d of dt r into t, so this is your value r. So for ideal gas, at very low pressure Cp naught minus Cv naught is equal to r. R is the gas constant, it is given for all ideal gas. That means very low pressure, right? Now number 4 is that perfect gas. This is very important. For a perfect gas Cp and Cv are constant, that is it does not depends on temperature. The perfect gas doesn't depend on the temperature, so Cp and Cv are constant. And number fifth, for incompressible fluid, for incompressible fluid like liquid and also for incompressible fluid, या you कह लो और substance, for incompressible substance like liquid and solid. For this, Cp is equal to Cv is equal to C, and this is taken as average value. Why we take average value of C? Because for a small temperature interval, C value at the average temperature. C value for a small temperature interval, the C value always taken as the average value of temperature. That means T1 plus T2 by 2. So we know that H equal to U plus P into V. So if we differentiate it, if we want to change, dH is equal to du plus P dV plus V dP. But for incompressible fluid, this is 0 for incompressible substance, right? So what is that? Du plus V dP is dH. So for solid, if it is a solid, for solid we know that V into dP is insignificant. So what is that? So if you want, if integrate it, total integration, what is that? Delta H is equal to delta U plus V into delta P. This is your total change. So this is your insignificant. That means this is insignificant. That means what is the total change in enthalpy is same as the total specific internal energy, and we know that internal energy is Cv into dt, but for a small range of temperature, this Cv and Cp is taken as a for incompressible substance. Cp is equal to Cv is equal to C is equal to C average. So what is that? C into delta T. Since this is for solid, and if this is your liquid, this is very important for liquid. If this is your liquid, so if this is your liquid, and if in the system there is a liquid, and the system will perform two processes like pressure constant and volume constant. So if the pressure is constant, delta P is equal to 0. If volume is constant, delta V is equal to 0. So if the pressure is constant from the above, what is that? Delta is equal to delta U, and delta U is equal to C average into delta T. But if the volume is constant, what is the delta H? Delta H is equal to V dP. So volume is constant or pressure is constant. Here is what is that? Not a volumetric pressure constant. Sorry, we take another process like not volume constant, temperature constant. This is more important. We take temperature constant. Temperature is constant, so delta T is equal to 0. If the delta T is equal to 0, so if delta T is equal to 0, so what is that? C average, if you put here after integration, delta H is equal to C average into delta T plus V into delta T. So if the pressure is constant, what is the change in enthalpy? C average into delta T. If the temperature is constant, what is the enthalpy? V into delta P. So V into delta P, right? This is generally in the case of pump, and this is generally in case of heater, like heat exchanger. So in the case of heat exchanger, pressure is constant. In the case of pump, temperature throughout the process is approximately fixed. That means there is no increment of temperature or pressure. That means if you consider about the pump, if this is your pump, if you consider this is your pump, fluid in, out, and this is your fluid in. During that process, what is the temperature at inlet is the same temperature at outlet. So delta T is 0 in the case of power plant, right? So for the pump, what is that? Means H2 minus H1 is equal to V into P2 minus P1. Now, what is the point number? State 1. What is the state 1? State 1 is saturated liquid state. Saturated liquid state. And state 2 is compressed liquid state at a given temperature. So how you calculate H2 value in the compressed region? As we know that calculate H2, so H2 is H at temperature and pressure, given temperature pressure is equal to what is that? HF at temperature plus VF at a given temperature into what is P2 minus P set at given temperature. So you can find easily what is your H2. So if this is your pump, so see if this is your any coordinate y and x, so this is your saturation curve, and this is your boiler pressure, and this is your condenser pressure, right? So there is a point number 1, so this is your pumping 1, and this is your point number, and this is your point number 2, this is your point number 2. So 1 to 2 pumping process. So see, one is saturated liquid, this is your saturated liquid, this is your saturated liquid, and this is your 2 point, this is your 2, and this is your compressed liquid. Why? Because compressed liquid, so the temperature of this fluid will less than the saturation temperature at that pressure. Yeah, you can say the temperature of this liquid is higher than the temperature of the saturation corresponding to the initial state. So for that, this is your compressed liquid. So what is H2? H2 is nothing, it is your HF at this temperature plus VF at this point 1. So HF, VF. What is the pressure P2 here? This is boiler pressure minus what is the pressure P set at a given temperature. So this is your H2. This is your H2. So for a pumping, what is the pumping work? Work due to pump. This is nothing. This is your V into P2 minus P1, and the V is VF at point 1. At point 1, and what is P2? P1. P1 is nothing. It is your P set at point 1, and this is your P2. So we calculate what is the pump power will required to pump the fluid from this pressure level to this pressure level, right? Okay, my dear friends, thank you very much.